Ladies, gentlemen, fruit, welcome to part 2 of the GIF tier list. Due to the overwhelming amount of GIFs out there, just one video would never be enough to masterfully display the beauty of the GIF. So here we are. To mix it up from part 1, there will be changes to how GIFs are rated. X Factor has now been replaced with a score out of 10 for each GIF. Now without further ado, welcome to part 2 of the GIF tier list. D tier is reserved for those GIFs that have some potential, but have one main detracting factor, which hampers it enough to lower it to D tier. Prime example being Fazbear Entertainment unleashing all of their animatronics in Iran. While a beautiful concept, the low usability and, admittedly, personal experiences with a specific Fazbear animatronic lead me to put this one in D tier. But I'll be nice, and I'll give it a 5 out of 10. Okay, next up, what the actual fuck is this? Usability is pretty low. Creativity is fair, but the disturbing nature and mention of Among Us cements this solid in D tier, 4 out of 10. C tier is where fairly average GIFs belong. They may be good, but they just don't hit as hard as those in higher tiers. Prime example being Walter White Genshin Impact. While playing Genshin Impact is a sin punishable by a slow and agonizingly painful death, the sheer mention of Genshin is enough to leave me with a bad taste in my mouth, no matter how much I agree with this GIF. And unfortunately, usability is fairly low, so this one gets a 5 out of 10. Haunts Away. This one is really tricky, because while I really love this GIF, it's held back by a very small usability factor. But because of the Lord Jesus haunts himself, this one gets a 6 out of 10. Next we have BMW. Usability here is fair, creativity is interesting, but I like the uniqueness and I give it a 6 out of 10. You're Probably American is up next. While usability is quite high considering the terrifying amount of American heathens scouring this earth, the mention of Americans alone is enough to make me want to hide in a hole for the rest of my life and never come out, therefore reducing my fondness for this GIF 5 out of 10. I'm still amazed by it. This is another great example of a fantastically odd GIF, ruined by poor usability. I truly do love this one, but unfortunately, the best I can give it is a 6 out of 10. Tranquillo is a victim of a familiar fate. It's a great GIF, and slightly more usable than our last example. It just doesn't have that power behind it that a higher tier GIF would. B tier. Starting to get into the good stuff now. B tier GIFs are for your more commonly used ones, and I like to call them the old reliables. Starting with Capybara driving the car. This one will never get old, and its flexibility in multiple scenarios and high creativity lead this beauty to a 7 out of 10. This one may be a little cursed, and to be honest, it may only be this high up to personal experience, but it has a strong usability and is relatively creative. 7 out of 10. Holy shit, Ghosts is a great one. My personal taste to liking fast-paced GIFs and the odd flexibility of this one lead it to an 8 out of 10. Wave Check is up next, and this one would be higher if my guy actually had waves. The camera work is beautiful, facial expressions are on point, but just missing waves, alongside mediocre reusability, leave this one at a 7 out of 10. Wide Kanye West Staring. This one is very usable, it's fairly creative, and it has that slight little pinch of curse to it. 7 out of 10. Melon. I'm a sucker for animal GIFs, and because of the odd lore behind this one and the cat's reaction, this GIF is strong. However, it is a little limited on where it can be used, so unfortunately it gets a 7 out of 10. Keanu Reeves pulling out the knife is a mixed bag. While yeah, it's a good GIF and has that good element of surprise to it, I feel it's missing a certain cursed factor to it. 6 out of 10. Resurrection. This one's got a lot of positives. Speed, cursed actions, and a fitting caption. So I B tier? Again, it's usability. 7 out of 10. Carlos. I do like this one, but it lacks that little bit of oomph that the elitist GIFs have in spades. Overall, 7 out of 10. Next we have Goku Begone Thoughting Belle Delphine. The e-girl extinction is a worthy cause, though Goku may be taking it a little too seriously. The only thing missing here is really good usability. Apart from that, 7 out of 10. Now it's time for our A tier GIFs. This tier represents the stronger end of your old reliable GIFs, and are often quite serious, starting with me when I see a fresh pack of This one is an absolute banger. Relatable, creative, and it's just so good usability doesn't matter. 9 out of 10. Markiplier crying is a real sad one, but it's a great, usable reaction GIF, so I give it an 8 out of 10. Speaking of reaction GIFs, we have this masterpiece when I can only describe as me when I open literally any one of my YouTube comment sections. 7 out of 10. Monkey Wake. Name mixed with the Live Leak logo equals 8 out of 10. Ballin' Obama is a prime example of an A tier GIF. The drippy moves, the buttery smooth nature of the GIF, 9 out of 10. Now, as I said earlier, I'm a sucker for animal GIFs, and the next two are great examples of why. Polar bear plus speed equals greatness, and kiwi plus spin equals perfection. Both earn a 9 out of 10. Monkey ambulance. The creativity and beauty of these monkeys carrying the stretcher, then having the monkey put onto it and immediately fall through, while the others run away, is a true story of betrayal and makes me cry every time I see it. 9 out of 10. Aneurysm. This is basically just me anytime an American opens their big stupid mouth. Next we have the Thanos combo. These have aged incredibly well since their debut and have their place among the GIF and meme Hall of Fame. That combined with excellent usability make these truly incredible A-tier GIFs. Next we have Fish. Again, the animal GIFs, I'm telling you. The elegance of fish spinning is a great way to add a little spice to any conversation on Discord, and I give it an 8 out of 10. If you want to give someone an existential crisis, show them whatever the fuck this is. Truly inspirational and life-changing. 9 out of 10. Finally, we have made it to the ultimate tier, Samsung Galaxy Pro Max. These are the best of the best in part 2. And changed my life forever. Starting with GTA 5 The Baby Car, the blurry footage, violently aggressive hill descent, and of course, the baby car itself, make this GIF among the greatest ever. 10 out of 10. Next we have Spider-Man Chungus. The unexpected ending, speed, and sheer randomness of this GIF really make it special. Another 10 out of 10. Possibly the most relatable GIF of all time. The useful nature of this one, the mesmerizing gun flip at the start, and the chaotic aura from this one make it an 11 out of 10. 11 out of 10. Credit card on the table. The aggressiveness of the smack, the camera movement, the emotion and desperation in this GIF is oh so prevalent. 10 out of 10. This masterpiece needs no introduction. The meme that has the power to render my resident Australian completely out of service. This creation may be too powerful for the average being to behold. 12 out of 10. Last but most certainly not least, we have the voluptuous Dr. Eggman himself, hurling himself at mock Jesus down the side of a building. This bad daddy is reserved for very special occasions. This one earns a very special 14 out of 10. And that is all. Thank you very much for watching the descent of my mental state in real time. Till we next meet again.